Sometimes, as journalists investigating crimes, we get tip-offs from sources police can't reach, from the hidden worlds of the wrongdoers, their friends, their enemies, their victims, witnesses too scared to give evidence to the authorities, but wanting to share what they know. We're nearly 4 months into our search for a people smuggler on the Interpol Most Wanted list, a man named Barzan Majeed, who calls himself Scorpion and is the head of the Scorpion people smuggling gang. He's telephoned us out of curiosity to ask what we're doing and then gone silent. We can't call him, he withheld his number, and no one knows where he is. But now others tell us he's involved in even more serious crimes than we knew about at the start. We knew he had convictions for smuggling migrants by lorry and boat across the English Channel. What we didn't know is that he's been smuggling men, women and children on an even more dangerous route. From Turkey through Greek waters to the Italian coast, scores have died. Desperate people in boats that are going down send images to rescuers begging for help. This is the soundtrack to a phone video where women and children are huddled on the floor of a yacht as water flows in under their feet. There are men trying to bail the water out with little plastic containers. They can't. No one answers their distress calls in time. The video's been sent to us by a man who claims that Scorpion organised this crossing. There were over 50 people on board. Only 13 survived.
Too many water. It's a big problem. Give me my children, give me hands. I don't know. It's too many water. Big problem. Too many people here.
This man was rescued after hours in the freezing sea, but his wife and 2 small children drowned. Many of the bodies have never been recovered.
Police, please help me. Please help me. I'm sure my family is go inside water. My children inside water. I'm no help my family, my children.
We're in southwest Turkey, on the stretch of beach where that yacht set sail. We've been told Scorpion's still sending migrants out to sea from here. I'm working alongside Rob Lawrie, a former soldier and now a voluntary aid worker. He knows a lot of migrants, including the families of some of the people who've died off this coastline. They've told us that they paid their money to Scorpion.
We heard in that conversation last night, Sue, that he and another man resident in the UK was responsible for that boat. So we have to put that to him. We have to find him. Wherever he is, we have to find him.
They put people's lives in great danger. I don't think it makes any difference to them whether these people live or die.
And they're coffins that we're looking at.
Yeah. They want to kiss the children, the son, the sister.
These people are going on these most horrendous journeys, and he's just taking the money and taking the drugs and buying more drugs with the more money. And he used to say, I want to be a millionaire.
I'm Sue Mitchell, and this is To Catch a Scorpion from BBC Radio 4. Episode 7, Buried Deep. When we set out to find Scorpion, we knew we must share any useful information we uncovered with the police. We send them what we're told about Scorpion, Barzan Majeed, operating these Mediterranean boat crossings. The police say they'll check their records. They come back quickly to say our tip tallies with new information they've received. It's been dangerous enough asking questions about Scorpion thus far. It's even more dangerous now if we're uncovering fresh evidence that's never been in the public domain.
I don't think we should be fronting up anybody at this point. I think we're doing quite well, but we have to be bloody careful now. Yeah. We're in Turkey. We're right in the centre of the wasp's nest. We would get taken out.
Rob has a contact in Turkey who admits to being on the fringes of the smuggling trade. Rob calls him and he agrees to be recorded, provided we get an actor to speak anything from him that's broadcast. He warns us that the smugglers are wealthy enough to have corrupt police officers in their pay. If they want to harm us, they will. Being journalists from the BBC will mean nothing.
In Turkey, it will be dangerous. In Turkey, anyone can get away with a double murder.
Yeah.
Money talks in Turkey because these people, they don't come to you. They just send people to kill you from behind.
It isn't a comforting thought, but we've taken safety advice. We also know we have to approach people working for Scorpion because they tell him, and that's how he becomes curious about us. It's what led him to ring us back in Istanbul. We want him to ring us again. But most of all, we want him to agree to meet up with us wherever he is, so we can confront him with the evidence of his wrongdoing without being on a poor phone line that keeps cutting off. Rob's contact, who's in Dacha, gives us some of the background to Scorpion's migrant smuggling across the Med. It started around 2020.
Barzan went in with a couple of other smugglers, buying yachts. Barzan was the one overseeing it all. They also have a smuggler in Dacha who's working with them. He's loaded. He has the police alongside him. He can do anything.
These yachts are old, refurbished pleasure boats. The vast majority of yachts are licensed to carry only about 12 people. In the hands of the criminal gangs, they carry up to 100 men, women and children. They're piloted by smugglers without the skills needed to sail them. They take a very dangerous route, moving between clusters of small islands to avoid the Coast Guard. It's why they run into so much difficulty and why it takes so long to reach them when they go down. Why so many people die.
They know the migrants need help, but they can't get there quick enough. They want to stop the migrants coming that way. It's dangerous.
And did anyone ever get charged with those deaths?
No, because what they did, they were clever. They made the families sign at the money shop to say they wouldn't be held responsible if anything happened to them. They just get the money back.
So like a disclaimer?
Exactly, yes.
When they all died on that boat, how did it affect the smugglers like Scorpion and the rest of the crew? How did it affect them?
They disappeared for over 2 weeks. Turned their phones off, disappeared. Stayed somewhere chilling.
Chilling?
Yeah, chilling. Then they started again. They don't care. All they think about is money.
So we travel to Dacha, the town Rob's contact mentions. It's a port and holiday resort in southwest Turkey. He's told us we've come at the right time to find some of the migrants Scorpion's still smuggling now, even though he's on the run. It's spring, weather conditions are improving. Rob's contact gives us a map of a route the migrants take when they walk down to the shoreline to meet smugglers. Everything happens in the dead of night, so we book into a hotel and wait. What is it, 1 a.m? We're just sat on the balcony overlooking the bay.
Yeah, we're staying here to see if there's any movement because we stood back from it. But what we need to do, we're just south of Dacha. You see that like little peninsula point sticking out over there?
Yeah.
In the next couple of hours, we need to be sort of like making our way down there and sort of like backing off into the tree line. You see the tree line?
Yeah.
Because the migrants that are going on the yachts will be coming down, traipsing down from these mountains to avoid the police controls.
We drive down towards the track the migrants use. There are police on the last main road before we reach it. The EU helps fund police checkpoints to try to prevent migrants getting to the yachts. And we're just going through a Turkish checkpoint now.
You can see all the Turkish police just pulling people over.
It's cold and wet, and it's hard to see using just the torches on our mobile phones. Rob takes the lead, recording as he goes. He soon finds evidence that we're following a group of migrants heading down.
Desolate isn't the word. But if I just be quiet for a moment, it's absolutely the ideal place. Surrounded by thick woodland, forestry. You can't see a single thing for miles and miles and miles. Yeah. Let me just get through this bracken wood here. Hang on. There's a group of people have come past this way. There's footprints. We've got things. What's concerning me most is that we've got 2 nappies that's just left here, so there must be children with them.
We eventually catch up with the group. We count 30 people. 9 women, some with husbands, some travelling alone. There are 4 babies in this party and 5 very small children. When we say we're journalists, the migrants tell us about their journey so far. They've come by minibus from Istanbul and were dropped off before the checkpoint we've passed through. They were told to make their way on foot on this path towards the coast. They've been walking for hours, but are stopping now, waiting for a phone message with a precise location. They say they may have to wait here for days. We know it would be really dangerous for them to talk about Scorpion, so we don't ask. But they do help us understand why they're doing such a risky thing. This man tells us he's from Afghanistan.
I had good job in pharmacy.
In pharmacy?
Yes. I forced to leave Afghanistan to save my life. And it was very difficult situation for us. And we forced to sell our home because of this problem.
Politicians talk about smugglers enticing people onto boats. You can see what they mean. One man takes out his phone. He shows us an ad placed by the smugglers on TikTok.
That's on a yacht.
Yeah.
Italia, how's that?
He has loads of these on his phone. He shows us a video of a group of young men on a yacht arriving in Italy from Turkey. They're smiling, drenched in sunshine, thanking the smugglers, giving thumbs-up signs to the camera.
You say, money cannot buy happiness? Come to our
We walk back to the car. We're leaving such a bleak place. Babies and young children out in the cold and rain on a forest path. A world away from the happy TikTok ads. Day's breaking as we go back to the checkpoint and report what we've seen. It's sad for the migrants, but we have a duty to protect those small children. Back in Dacha, we see half a dozen fishing boats with men landing the first catch of the day. They've been out since before dawn. When we stop to talk, a handful linger with us on the quayside.
We're documentary makers for the radio, and
It's a remarkable stroke of luck. We tell them we're making a series about people smugglers, and one of the fishermen tells us he saw phone lights in the woods in the early hours, and he sailed past what he suspected was a smuggler's yacht, moored in a remote cove. This fisherman had also reported it.
I saw it. I was there last night, and we called to police.
Yeah.
The boat come last night.
The Coast Guard has already reported back to him that 2 yachts had been impounded overnight.
On the right side, there are 2 boats.
yes, I see.
You know, our Coast Guard.
Coast
2
Guard
boats now.
caught 2 boats,
yes.
yeah.
They are all Iraq's boats, Afghan boats, you know.
The fisherman and a member of his crew tell us they've been offered money by migrant smugglers to source old yachts. They refused. They show us around a yacht they own. Yachts are built with cabins and kitchens.
For example, come.
Go. They demonstrate how the criminals strip everything out, so you're left with just a hull with a cover over it.
Yeah. And they would strip it out.
For them, not important. It's quality boat. You know?
That's how they cram in so many more people than the 12 these boats are built to hold. Where would they go here to do that? Who would strip out the boats for migrant use?
In Bodrum,
The company name, yeah, we don't know it.
just you contact with him.
Right, okay, well, we'll go find him.
The fishermen show us on their phones the name and location of a business. We take a screenshot. If our tip-off's right and Scorpion runs part of this smuggling operation using yachts, this yard could be where he sends his boats to be adapted. It's an hour and a half's drive away, inshore. Our sat-nav takes us up through some hills to a village with a little high street and some shops. We stop a couple of men on the street and show them the address we're looking for.
Take to the second one.
And that's where the boatyard is?
Yeah. It goes down.
Okay.
They direct us down a lane off the high street that leads into some woods.
This is exactly the place.
We find a big clearing among the trees with 4 huge workshops built from wood with corrugated plastic roofing.
They've got security cameras all over. Look at that thing up there. Oh, look at these are his tools for stripping out. You've got a right little business here, haven't he?
We know this is risky. If smugglers use this boatyard, they could be here now. Even if they're not here, we know from experience how quickly word gets out, how they might roll up within minutes.
It could be hello. Hello, pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Yes. English? Yes. Oh, excellent.
A man comes out to meet us. He's in his late 50s and he's wearing a lot of gold jewellery, rings and chains. He beckons us in.
We're doing a programme for the BBC on smugglers who use yachts to go from Turkey to Italy.
And we can see behind him in this huge workshop 6 yachts. A couple are being stripped out. They have kitchen cabinets and wooden flooring lying alongside them. The man says this is a long-standing family business. He runs it and he's known for his low prices.
I always make cheap. We building here boat, government want, don't build boat. Government say, Turkish government.
So the government are trying to stop you?
It's, not me, or everywhere in Turkey. I have a lot of pictures on my phone.
He repairs damaged boats and he shows us a picture on his phone of a yacht with a huge hole gouged out of the bottom.
Big repair, boat is finished.
Is that being on the rocks, crashed?
Accident inside.
Yeah. When we ask if he strips yachts out so people smugglers can cram more migrants into them, he doesn't deny that happens. He says the authorities want to stop his and other boat repair shops from taking on that work. And what about the people who'd say it's wrong, you know, people who say that it's wrong to help facilitate migrant journeys like this? It can be dangerous.
Yes, we have a lot of control. If it's new motors.
So it doesn't break down?
Yes.
But sometimes they do break down. These boats do break down at sea.
Yes, this is possible, but...
But don't you feel responsible for that?
People, be careful, always. This is sea.
But they're not always careful because the people piloting them, some of the people using them, some of the smugglers buying them, they're not careful about human life.
Yes, true.
But what happens then?
My boat, no water, not a take accident, all everything control.
Can you always control it though?
I must, because very important.
Just before we leave, Rob shows the man in the boatyard Scorpion's photo from his wanted poster. He has it stored on his phone.
Have you ever seen this man? So this man is called Barzan. Does he ever come here and buy boats or...?
We look at the man's eyes as he stares at the picture for several seconds, saying nothing. It feels to us that a realisation is sinking in. When he does speak, he says the man in the photograph is an Iraqi Kurd and very dangerous.
But he's come here. No, this I don't like. Stop. Do this. He's looking job. England.
Yeah, to get people to England.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye, my friend.
Thank you very much. Thank you for visiting.
We head off from this strange yacht repair centre in the middle of the woods to meet some of the people who rescue migrants at sea when these patched-up boats let them down.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
SOS Mediterranee is a humanitarian organisation that works with the Red Cross and Doctors Without Borders. It sends out a huge rescue vessel, 77 metres long, with a medical centre on board. So people would come aboard here when they've got the rigs up.
Exactly.
People would come aboard.
They come here and then we'll have the women's shelter, so for women only and children.
Oh, it says here women's shelter.
Yeah. So this is the ER.
So you've got like a complete medical sort of clinic set up here.
Yeah.
They take the dead and the survivors to the place they were headed, Italy. The Italian government would like to stop them.
If we identify the person, they will try to send the corpse back to the home country, but it's quite difficult. They will try to as well get in touch with the family if we can identify the person.
Julia Scheffermeyer, who works for the charity, tells us what makes her keep going.
That first encounter at sea is always, and I don't think it ever loses that shocking feel. Just seeing these people are real people. They're really out here. When we find these types of boats, they would have been at sea for a day, 2 days, 3 days, up to 4 days. Either they are completely just in shock and lethargic, and you can really see that they have surrendered, kind of. But a lot of the time, it's panic.
Surrendered to death.
Surrendered to maybe not being found, not making it.
These people ultimately have been put in the boat by smugglers. How do you perceive human traffickers like the Scorpion?
The people who organise these crossings in whatever capacity or business model, unfortunately, I think you have to call it, they put people's lives in great danger. I don't think it makes any difference to them whether these people live or die.
We've been told that migrants pay smugglers around €10,000 each for a place on one of these yachts. The United Nations calculates that 160,000 migrants landed in Italy in 2023, so you get an idea of the fortunes to be made. In the same year, at least 3,000 people drowned. We asked Julia about a particular disaster. We've no way of proving it, but we've been told it's linked to Scorpion and his associates. She puts us in touch with a local reporter who was the first on the scene. His name's Bruno Palermo, and we travelled to meet him in Crotone, a town on the southern Italian coast. He shows us what was the temporary mortuary. So we're just walking up now. This is where they brought the bodies. I should warn you, what you'll hear is harrowing. So this is the video of what it was actually happening here.
Oh my God, look, that is a gymnasium full of coffins.
64.
Just white coffins of children.
Yeah.
A yacht carrying 200 people set sail from Turkey and made it to within 100 yards of the beach in Italy. But the boat was in such poor condition that when a storm swept it onto a sandbank, it just smashed apart. 94 people died, 35 of them children. Local people here are preparing to mark the first anniversary of this disaster.
I find a terrible video for you.
Bruno Palermo shows us videos he took at the time on his phone of families coming to identify the dead.
It's too much sad. It's so hard. They want to open the coffin.
She's trying to open the coffin.
They want to kiss the children, the son, the sister.
So you were the first journalist on the scene after it happened. How did you hear about it? Did anyone know what had happened at first when they first...
Yes. See?
Oh, there's the boat. Look at the waves smashing over that boat. So have you seen this? They were on that boat. Look at that boat there. It's smashed to bits. It's not even bonfire wood now. And that was their end to this life. Unbelievable.
When boats sink, police investigate and they arrest any gang members who've travelled with the migrants piloting the boats. But there'll be small fry in the gang at the bottom of the command chain. We're struck by how all the attention after this disaster was focused on the Italian Sea Rescue Services and whether they did enough. There just doesn't seem to be the same anger directed against the smugglers who make these trips possible. Why isn't there an effective, truly international police effort to stop it?
I want to catch this Scorpion smuggler so much, more than the authorities. The authorities seem to have let him go for some reason. How on earth has he escaped a 10-year prison sentence? They put people, many of them very young children, into this boat that you wouldn't take. I wouldn't take my daughter across a pond in. It's so sad.
This really has only come out of our work. Not a single death at sea has been put actually against his name.
Well, that's because they organise it all from dark shadows with pseudonyms and AKAs like the Scorpion and false names. So the trail that leads back to him, the only reason we know he's involved is because we got an inside man who is that disgusted as us at these deaths that he's saying this is the man responsible.
We go back to Turkey to look for more traces of evidence that Scorpion and his gang may have left there. We're just sitting in our car when our strategy of getting as close as we can to Scorpion's business in the hope of just shaking him out pays off.
Hello.
When Rob picks up, the call feeds through the car speakers. We both know the voice. Scorpion, Barzan Majeed, is giving us another call. Scorpion claims to Rob that he's just the money man for smugglers. The police want him, he says, for what they know he knows, rather than what he's done. He likens himself to the black box recorder on a flight.
I'm like a black box in a plane for them. The only reason they want me, they want to know who was doing these jobs, not me.
They are investigating deaths in the Mediterranean Sea, looking at links that link you and this boat that went down in the Mediterranean.
I know. Well, everything's have to be proved, right?
Yes. So who was doing that job if it wasn't
Otherwise,
you?
they know.
We have been told by the prosecution that they are looking at links between you and another partner who were controlling that boat from Turkey to Italy.
If there is proof, then yeah, they can prove it. If not, do one.
Okay, so
just let them do one.
Listen, because I'm pulling this apart bit by bit, so I'm going to ask you straight.
Right.
Because I will dig down and dig down. Tell me, have you ever sent any people to sea by boat?
No. Never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
I told you bullshit.
Okay.
This is just a story, and deep down, the Belgium, the French, the English police officers, whoever's working on this case, they make it up. This is all being made up.
Are you there? Oh, I keep losing you. Oh, it's reconnect. Yeah, I've got you.
Okay. It's not me, it's God's make it happen.
So it was God's will?
Yeah. It is, though.
Yeah, but do you agree that at some point in that process, there's blood on your hands?
No. God's been write it down when you're gonna pass away, but this is sometimes is your fault. God doesn't never say you go inside the boat.
No, the smuggler says that.
Yeah, fuck the smuggler.
Do you consider yourself a smuggler, or do you consider yourself someone who just had a job and making money?
Me personally, I consider myself a working man, not a smuggler at all. You can't be a smuggler, you have to be there. When I came to UK, there was two guys was like put us in a lorry. He was there himself. That's the smuggler. Even now, I'm not there. Okay, then I'm not doing this job.
The connection isn't good, and when the lines go dead, we're left to try and work out what kind of person thinks like that. He's responsible for taking the money, making a fortune from migrants, but somehow not responsible for taking their lives.
He doesn't accept one bit of it.
No, because I think he's got that detachment. And I think it's a natural detachment in him. He's saying, I've never put anyone in a boat. But his organisational skills and logistical skills and his accounting skills directly put a lot of people in boats and a lot of people in trucks.
And a lot of people in danger.
As we've been travelling around Turkey, police have called us to say that their investigations have led to a second base Barzan Majeed had here, a villa close to the port of Dacha, the place where we saw the migrants walking down to the coast. The police don't have the address, but they know he rented the villa through a particular hotel in Marmaris. We set off there.
We're on the right route. It should be on our left-hand side somewhere.
There are a lot of clubs along here, aren't there? Nightclubs and...
It's party capital, isn't it? Well, Marmaris is party capital of Turkey, isn't it? Everyone comes to Marmaris.
We ask at the hotel reception and show a picture of Scorpion. Eventually, a man comes out of the back office. He shakes his head when we show him Scorpion's photo, but he points us in the direction of the villas they own, using a map on his phone. The hotel's on the seafront, there are fabulous views, and the villas are on the same stretch of coast, but set back a little from the road.
Down that street and then to the left, so I think this is where it is. Nice though, isn't it? A view of the sea, sort of a walk down to the beach.
That's where he's been rocking it, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
But that is a beautiful part, that, isn't it?
Lovely setting, isn't it?
We call into a bar and ask one of the waiters if they remember Scorpion, Barzan Majeed, and the waiter knows his face and his reputation.
Iraqi Kurdish. Yeah, you've seen him, yeah.
Very bad, you know?
Very bad.
Bad.
Dangerous.
Yes, no good.
No good.
We ask in a supermarket, and a young woman with good English offers to help us by asking around. She doesn't recognise the photo of Scorpion herself.
Be careful, I am be careful.
Yes.
Think, okay?
Okay.
And you'll ask around for us?
Yeah.
Okay, your name, surname? No?
Yeah.
I write for you, You're going to be our best, you're going to be our new team member.
We leave our phone number with her, and later that day there's a call from someone who says they were a friend of Scorpion's and went to parties at his villa. We asked an actor to speak the words.
First, I find him very attractive and I like the way he makes me feel. Lots of women around him, but when I had the attention, it was nice. But he was a druggie. He'd always drugs around him, very, very, very much drugs. He was addicted to cocaine mostly and sniffing 24/7. I used to watch him and sometimes he couldn't sniff, you know. His nose was so bad. What he did to open his nose, he turned the kettle on and he put a towel over the kettle to get his nose open, you know.
What did you think he was so stressed about? Like, what was going on for him? What did you think he was up to?
Oh, for him, he was always stressed about work. He had his business, the boats. He wouldn't say anything, but I knew because I was around some conversations and he was sending migrants, you know, and they were giving him lots of money and for like 5 days or so until they got to Italy. When the job was done, he got a phone call or something and then he'd be okay. He'd be all right again, talking on the phone, chasing money, so much money, and always showing it, like he needed to show it, because he used to say, I want to be a millionaire, and, you know, all these things.
When he was really stressed about the yachts, do you think any part of him was worried about the migrants? Or do you think in his mind he was just worried about the money?
Sorry, I not love you. No, he never cared about them. It was just like a business opportunity. He didn't care about them.
That's really sad, isn't it?
It's something I think back on and feel some shame because I heard things. I didn't know exactly, but I heard things and I knew they weren't good. And these people like him are getting rich and these people are going on these most horrendous journeys and he's just taking the money and taking the drugs and buying more drugs with the more money. And so many people on these journeys they want so much for a better life and they just lose their lives or their families and it's not what they promised, you know? Yeah.
And what about now? Do you ever see him around?
No, I haven't seen him. I don't know where he is, but I asked someone else and they thought maybe Iraq.
You don't think there's any chance that he could still be here in Marmaris?
No. If he was here, I would know. People would know. He's the sort of person that he loved the nightlife, the clubs, you know, the drugs, the women, the cars. He loved showing himself, showing his money. There is no way that man could stay inside. No.
What's building for us is a picture of a man with a serious drug habit. It will make him impulsive and careless. It explains why he rings us. That's not a wise thing to do. We've been told by people living near his old apartment in Istanbul that he was there until just a month ago. We think that if we can find where he's living now, he'll break cover.
To be a really successful people smuggler, you need to be covert, you need to be under the radar, you don't need to show off, you don't need to show your wealth. And it seems that, to me, that Scorpion's got that part completely wrong.
That was so interesting, wasn't it?
He's living a life of exploiting people who are at the bottom of society, and even when they die, all he does is switch his phone off and snort coke. It's wrong at every level, and they need exposing for what they are.
I'm Sue Mitchell, and that was episode 7 of To Catch a Scorpion from BBC Radio 4. You can find all the episodes on BBC Sounds. It was recorded by me and Rob Lawrie. It was produced by me, Winifred Robinson, and Joel Moores. Original music was by Mom Toody. Sound design was by Tom Brignall. Next, will we finally meet the Scorpion face to face?
So he walked around there as far back as that bench. He was looking at his phone, look at me, look at me, look at me, all the way up until when he passed me, and then he turned his head and looked at me in recognition. That was the Scorpion.